Hi guys, Amber here for Talk to Me Tuesday for Tuesday, December 1st, 2015. This is my 8th time trying to film, so whatever happens, happens. However long it is how long it is, and however much rambling I have, you guys are stuck with it. First things first, you guys will notice that I'm back in my crafting rooms, and that's because we finally, after 5 very long weeks, have heat again. You never really realize how cold can be until you don't have heat. I complained a lot about it on Facebook, but in truth, it was not as cold as it could have been, and I am thankful for that. We only had snow the one time so far, and I think it got down to in the 30s when we were home. Which is not as cold as it can get in my city. It can get under 30 below, colder than that, in my house. So we were grateful we didn't have that. So we're back to heat. We're back to much less grumpy Amber. I don't have anything to show you guys this week that I've done, and I have the feeling it's going to be that way for a while. I will have stuff to show you guys eventually, but right now I'm doing some work that I just can't show. Part of it is because of the holidays, and part of it is because I can't. So let's hope that I get to working on some stuff soon that I can show you guys. That'll be fun. I will say this, because I know a few of you guys have my IRL address. If you have a P.O. box for me for an address, I do not have that anymore. I'm not saying that because I expect you guys to send me stuff. I certainly don't. I absolutely don't. But I just got to thinking about it because I've got to go get my Christmas cards this week, and I need to let people know that that's not an address for me anymore. So last week I showed you guys that I was really, really naughty when I went to my sister's place and purchased a bunch of very beautiful fairy frost fabrics. Apparently that wasn't enough for me, because one of the projects I'm working on that requires all this fairy frost will probably eventually require some red. And I really didn't have a lot of red. And that drives me nuts because red is one of my favorite colors. My walls behind me are orange, but the wall that you guys can't see is fire engine red. And I did that because when I bought my house, I said I was going to have fire engine red wall, and I had to keep my promise. So, anyway, I did go online to see about purchasing some other red colors, and unfortunately, my favorite shop to shop from for Fairy Frost, fatquartershop.com, only had one color, and that was blood. And, well, I approve of the red color of blood. It's a very bright, vibrant red that you would expect of, like crayon red, blood red. Just very bold and bright. That's great. But that's only one shade of red, and they didn't really have a lot of other ones. So I went to another source. I went to fabric.com, and they had scarlet. And I was very happy to find this because I actually used to have some scarlet, and I used a lot of it for my Twilight quilt, because I think I only had half a yard of it, and I used it for that and maybe something else, so I didn't have any left over of that. And I don't know if they're getting rid of it or they just aren't stocking it, but I did pick up a yard of that. Unfortunately, fabric.com is kind of one of those places that if you buy a yard, it's a reasonable price, like $9 a yard. If you buy half a yard, it's like $6. The price goes up because, you're buying less. So, unfortunately, it's very easy to just write sucker across my forehead. So I ended up buying some other things. I purchased a yard of this hollyberry. It's the same almost color as the blood, except it's got obviously a bright gold, glittery fairy frost design on it. I made 2 pink purchases. Again, not because I have an affection for pink. I certainly don't. But actually fuchsia, this one, was on sale. And this one is glittery. And since I very rarely use pink, and when I do I want it to be something I like, I'm probably set for a good long while on pink. Another color that I don't have a lot of in Fairy Frost is oranges. And so I got this color, which is this nice pale peach creamsicle. I also got this color, Spice, which is more of a melon color. And the funny thing was, is when I got this one, you know, the package came and they were all individually wrapped in clear plastic, except this one. This one was in blue plastic, and the edges, instead of being neatly cut, were torn. Some places, websites, and brick and mortar stores rip the fabric because it has to do with ripping along the grain or something like that. I've never quite understood that, because most people will still cut the fabric down to what they need. So it just drives me crazy because it messes up the edge, and that's just me. But I neatened them out. It does feel slightly different than the rest of them, so I don't know if there was an issue with this. I don't know if it was a return. It looks slightly lighter on the Fairy Frost, like some of it's been washed off, but I don't know, but it'll work for what I need it to work for, and that's all I ask. This next color that I bought simply for its name, because I just really find it really, really funny. You guys probably won't find it as funny as I do, but I bought this because the color is called blue. Blue. Now, granted, it is blue. It is blue with the silver Fairy Frost design over it. The reason it makes me laugh is because out of the probably 10 or 12, maybe 20 shades of blue they have celestial, they have navy, they have azure, they have boy, they have marine, ocean, all these names for blue. And then they have blue. So, me just being silly, I had to have it. The last one I picked up was a yard of this, and it's called Copper. It's black with obvious copper overlay on it. This one I actually got almost a full half yard extra. Not quite, a little bit short on that, because it was the end of the bolt. So that was kind of nice. So that was me being naughty. Now I took them all out to show you guys, but I did put them into my shoe boxes, which I now have 4 shoe boxes of Fairy Frost, actually 5 because I have one for all my scraps. And I posted a picture online of how pretty they looked all in their neat little rows. And I think it was Jules mentioned that they have glow in the dark, to which of course I had to admit I already had some. And that would be this. And you can't see the Fairy Frost design on it, and it's pretty much white on white. But it does glow green in the dark. And let me tell you, it's kind of scary when it's in a see-through box and you just see this green light up stuff sitting in the box, and you're like, oh my god, what is that? I've been startled more than once by it. So there's that. I think that's it for me. I do want to thank you guys for your condolences to my family over my grandfather's death. Like I told you guys last week, he and I weren't close. Haven't talked to him willingly in well over 2 decades. But it did upset my dad a lot, and so we've been dealing with that, and that's just not fun. But it's, you know, it's part of life, and we will get through it. So it should be interesting over the next few weeks as they go through all that stuff. and I'm just kind of on the edges of that. Um, but that's it for me. Didn't mean to end on kind of a wonky note like that, and my eyes are starting to itch, and I've still got so much to do tonight before I go to bed. And so, I hope you guys have a crafty week, a crafty weekend if you have the opportunity. I'm working this weekend, which is not my normal weekend to work, but I traded it because I have a coworker who, she and her family have to get together way before Christmas, because I think she's got 3 children who all live in different states, and, so I told her I'd take her weekend. But starting the 12th, I will be off for 10 days. 10 glorious days to do stuff that needs to get done. So that'll be fun. So I will try and talk to you guys next week. Bye.